Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding, but it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summoned them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular the state of the Crystal Braves. Alfie did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be. Independent to a fault and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Me! Alfie has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. I got you. I got you, Minfilia.
Hail to you, Scion. How might we serve you?
Voice acting! I'm here to help.
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us?
Leveilleur?
These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own.
His is different, isn't it? Since he's second in command. I like the white accents his has going on. I feel like the rest of them, it's blue and black. I like the white addition to his.
That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence.
I am the Warrior of Light.
Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the grand companies.
Ooh. Okay, so not in the Crystal Braves. Thank goodness.
Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning.
Damn, they moved fast.
Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ.
Oh, great. Great.
We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy.
The Ivy. Interesting.
He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause.
Oh. We haven't really done anything with the Empire since Gaius, right? Yeah.
These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself.
Damn.
It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge. But we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root.
Amen, Ilby.
Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea.
It's so interesting that we're hearing about things going on in the world without really seeing them, you know? One of them being Garlemald's War of Succession, which is how the Domans had their whole, trying to leave Doma after their failed revolution. The students of Baldesion, their island turning into Alderaan, Like there's some of these big things happening in the world that we're just like hearing about a little bit here and there. So it's very interesting, and also it's obviously going to set the tone for future stories. So I'm very curious to see how a lot of that plays out.
When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst.
Hey, it's the name of the
The ivy
questline.
must be rooted out now.
Let's get some pesticide,
We must
baby.
begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly.
Living in the Hall of Flame, you got it.
Assuming the ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway. And if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purpose by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-man army like you.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always prepared. Hey, Robbie.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
More voice acting. Oh my god. The white belt is nice.
He is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears.
You old scoundrel.
But look at you. The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
I was waiting for the like a handshake, like you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers in Predator when they meet at the very beginning. It's like, you son of a bitch, and then they go in for the big handshake, and it's just like their beefed up arms. I was waiting for that kind of moment.
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not?
Let's see how far we've come. Don't mean to interrupt.
Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads.
Hmm?
The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it.
Damn.
Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
That's what? I just assumed Robon was just like a fucking boss military guy, and so, which I mean, like, obviously he is, but he just got promoted, and so like he's the general because he's just fucking, he's a G, but not. This is fucking hell yeah, brother.
Bah, spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title,
Damn.
it's our friend here. Next to him, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Wilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway.
Let's quit measuring piss, all right? Let's get down to business.
I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil.
Fucking Teleji Adeleji. Punt that guy off a cliff.
But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the monitorists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland.
Oh man. Ul'dah being done in by the inside, potentially? Not good. Not good, not good, not good.
Flame General, you wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Hey man, I'm happy to help. We have returned from Ul'dah, Commander. And not a moment too soon. Something has happened? Trouble? You will recall that the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God damn it. Everyone okay? According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once, recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. Yeah, send me in. Put me in. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Simon. Put me in, Coach. I'm ready. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Garleans with more captives, yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Agreed. Captain Ilberd has the right of it. I trust you are willing, but of course you are. Now, Aliane of the Fourth lies in wait in the tangle near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Seek her out and she'll apprise you of the situation. I'm in. I'm on. Let's go, Coach. My name's Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. Where am I? Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now to quit this accursed place, Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Why we trouble you to provide one? Oh, I got you. Given your reputation, I suspect the Garlands will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we are safely outside these walls. It does me well to see you thus returned, though I doubt not your prowess. Entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Good. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, Twerk. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. Wait, people died? Damn. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. It may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Twerk, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Corthus, who have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. Oh, which dignitary? Antecedent, I take it Twerk has explained the situation. He has, yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard situates the center of Abalathia's spine. This is very cool. I like this because there are 6 city-states, right? 6 city-states in Eorzea. We've got our 3. We've got Ishgard, and then there was what the Sharlians was 5. And I'm not sure if we know number 6 yet. Ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Ooh. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver Tear Skies. Silver Tear Skies and the Imperial fleet, was that with Midgardsormr, the dragon dude who's hanging out with the thing in the lake from the 1.0 cinematic? Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. Interesting. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. I wonder if that's when the Ascians moved in. Have the Ascians been at it for like 10 years now? 15 years? And on the fields of Cartano, where brave men and women laid down their lives in the defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why not? Surely this cannot be considered a step in the right direction. My hunch right now is based on that little glimpse of the Ascians at the Archbishop's side at the end of 2.3, that this knight has noticed something's up. I feel like that's what this is. I think. I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off of within the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. I feel like he's coming for help. Of course, I am not so naive as to think that they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. Ooh. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truth. It's a big word to me, Alfie. Less syllables, please. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Yeah, we need to be united. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead. Twerk, our old friend, Lord, oh, frick, I forgot how to pronounce it. Orshafant is expecting us. Orshafant? Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with that man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. We're like the best of bros. We are the best of bros. Don't you worry. Two bros chilling in a hot tub 5 feet apart. Ah, it's work. Ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climates. Well, you know, Alfie, I mean this in the nicest way. You could layer up a little bit more. I'm just saying. Ah, good Master Alfie, an honor as always. Likewise, Lord Orshafant, forgive us yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you were so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense. Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fortome may even seek the aid of your newly formed Crystal Braves. Is true? In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak help to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Sir Amric arrived in Camp Dragonhead earlier, and I'm told he's eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest a while by the warmth of our hearth. But if you are willing to forgo such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. Other attendees? As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Sorry, I just got a little nervous about an empty room that we walked into. That's all. I'm thinking assassination attempt. Yo, I like the drip.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
I like the drip. Also, howdy. I like that they put question marks as if we don't know who this is.
I am Emeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Lord Emeric, Lord Commander. It's not just any Temple Knight.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service.
Not just any.
Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emeric. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
Well, kind of a big deal.
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
Just taciturn Temple Knight? Okay.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination.
Oh. How much do y'all hear about what we're doing?
Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us.
How much do they hear about us with those, like, closed
Now
borders?
then, shall we begin?
I really do like the voice acting, by the way.
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long.
Mm-hmm.
What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Uh-huh.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
Why?
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry.
Okay.
Consequently, The Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations.
Okay.
Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare.
That's fair.
As for the Guardians, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page there.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Yes.
Mayhap one day, but not yet.
Why?
Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
But what about the outside Garlean threat?
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
Yeah. Do they want the help that I'm thinking they want the help of?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Uh-huh. Something's up, ain't it?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence.
Okay.
Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Forton has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers.
Oh.
I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
For what?
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
Yeah.
No, you would not. For I require something in exchange.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Uh-huh.
Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard Sorma.
Oh. Okay, all right. First thing, astrologians, I was saying that wrong for the entire time. Heavens, we're talking about heavens, and in patch 2.4 as we're getting closer to heavensward. Dragon star. Midgard Sormer. God, homie's just a husk right now.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
Ooh, his armor's got a hood right there. I bet you that looks sick with this drip looks sick with the hood up. So you got.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Okay. So Dravanian forces are in Mordona. Things looking a little sus around big giant daddy dragon's corpse.
Do you accept these terms?
That's fair.
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments.
Huh. Interesting.
I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions.
This is good headway, though. This is going to build some trust for further cooperations in the future.
Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal.
See?
Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
Uh-huh. Oh, fuck.
What is the meaning of this?
Mommy?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
Mommy?
What? By the Fury? All our precautions were for naught?
My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you would be so kind as to elaborate, yes. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll that was passing through Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. 'Twould be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route, knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Dude, I love her armor so much. I need it. Quite, we can pursue that avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly. As Lord Orshfont said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Work. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? An excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. You've returned. What news have you for us? It seems that Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion? Master Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Oh. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. Well, you say she is their patron saint? It all makes sense now. Lord Orshfont, what was the caravan's cargo? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Orshfont, you would agree that discretion is of paramount concern? Yes, of course. Fuck. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alfie. Yeah. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We are all ears, Lord Drillmont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, that self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Oh, hold on. This sword is so cool. That is such a cool sword. I want that so badly. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I've heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. Ooh. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to White Brim Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. 'Twould be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Yep. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Emmerich. And so it begins, my friend. Though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration, Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be a subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillmont has one in mind. Let's just turn and ask. Ooh. Uh-huh. Yes, yes, excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. Quit teasing me like that. Hey, hey! Where in the Seven Hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to... bloody echo, lower your voice or they'll hear us in White Brim Front. Yes, of course, the Temple Knights are Mumble Mumble and Snowcloak, Mumble Mumble. This is what you bring to me? We already knew about Mumble Mumble. Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnel Mumble Mumble before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, Mumble Mumble, if you waste my time. They've got tunnels, that's how they're moving around so quickly. Tunnels. By the Fury, those were veterans with years of service. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not the men to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I'll wager they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsman's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that he had caught him sooner. We had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not yet changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandare must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. It must be here, I am certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? Why else would there be a dungeon marker on the map? 'Tis but a pity this discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Yeah. Confound it, this is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Oh, hello. Come here, girl. Wait. Ida! That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Wait. Only my pride, Ida. Who are they trying to... Wait, what? There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Levier? Papalymo. Alright. We got some firepower here. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances to some half-dozen tunnels, after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Ooh. Aha, just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Some of the others were going in. A moment, Alfie. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we entered the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. Papalymo, good point. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. A change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever the tunnel leads. Deal. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You got it, Alfie. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papalymo will sulk. Oh, gee. Does this mean we get to go into the dungeon? Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. This is really pretty. I really like this one from just a design perspective. I agree, the music's nice. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. What a cool boss.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light.
Oh, I'm so easy for that voice too. Oh my Lanta. Hello.
Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am.
The voice. The drip?
I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart.
I bend the knee. I support your cause.
This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light.
I mean, I'd prefer not. I would prefer we all get along.
I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost.
Mm-hmm.
In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good.
It's all from a certain point of view.
For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Oh, interesting. I like her. I like her a lot. I like her a lot. Isn't there Aetheryte? They have their own Aetheryte network. Of course they have their own Aetheryte network in their tunnels. Oh, what a fun dungeon. And the story development too. I feel like that's something that hasn't been discussed with us. Oh hey, wild. It's so weird to see a character have a different outfit for the weather. I'm very surprised. I'm happy to see it. I really love this so much. This is awesome. That's incredible. I love it. Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that a character is wearing weather appropriate attire. Change into weather appropriate attire at that. I don't think they've said why Ishgard and Dravania are at war. I really feel like that it has not been covered. Maybe it was and I just missed it, but I feel like that it hasn't been discussed yet. to know why this fight's going on and why peace is not an option. That's all. So I'm down to hear what Iceheart has to say. I'm down to hear what Iceheart's got to say there. Antecedent, you come to us straight from the archives of House Fortome. I trust your time there proved fruitful. Would that it had. Urianger and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins according to the Ishgardian faith. Look. The bard rolled a nat 20 persuasion check. It happens. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortome. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. Gonna be by design. Just like in the Hildebrand questline, history is written by the victors. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. Yes. I think Sir Amric might take issue with her methods. Fair. Look, no one is saying she's going about the right way. However, she's got the right idea. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that a tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. Ooh. Uh-huh. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Amric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Halon that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will. That unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. I love that viewpoint. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and scriptures tell us only so much. Would that it told us more. God, I love the drip. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Bro, we have seen primals, quote unquote, be summoned in multiple different ways. Why should we doubt this being a possibility? All I'm saying. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. All I'm saying. All I'm saying. Somebody's grandfather was a living, breathing man. Odin is a primal by sword. We had fucking Enkidu. I'm just saying. The sole exception being good King Mogulmog XII. He's not the only exception. The myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mogul's Guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at the war with the mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in the higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Menphilia, they have them both in abundance. That's all it takes. Rewrite your definition of what a primal is, because that's all it takes at this point. It's primal, or crystals and belief. Can that truly be all we've seen that. We've seen that multiple times at this point. My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis that the Aetherite Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetherite somewhere not far to the west. We're already pretty far west. Despite the apparent proximity of the second Aetherite, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Smart. But also, we're as far west as we can go in Kurthus. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlayan may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Menphilia looks into our Aetherite problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Kurthus is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good. I knew you would understand. Yu Hase can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilberd and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. So much going on in the best way. I'm so curious. There's so much information that I really cannot wait for us to get here. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. Suspicious merchant. How? The woods are crawling with those blue coats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Hello there. Well, stay with him then if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. Oh, yeah. Dude, the sword. I love it. Bruh. There are places like this in my homeland, sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yukiri! Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I've done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will, we shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Ilberd! Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, Twerk. I presume your work with the third brought you hither? What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. Oh. Oh, it beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Oh. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alfie is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills. Skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. I will find you, and I will kill you. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far and shall always be watching. I like Yugiri. A comforting thought. Alfie's not comforted. Come to work. Let's wait inside for Captain Ilbert to return and deliver his report. So I'm not going to participate in the war crimes of torture for information. But Ilbert will. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Commander, firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement, needless to say that included those originating from House Forton. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, there's one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Rabon's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? 'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. Jeez, dude, that goes deep. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years? I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Old Oz was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. I mean, yeah, money, whatever. Both Lemza, Lamenza, and Gridania have long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Old Oz military is made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rabon faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Yeah, amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, aye. The immortal flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of the charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nail Van Darnas's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Raban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger passed. So, okay, so flames have been around for 5 years. So I'm assuming all grand companies really, like, truly formed for the Battle of Cartano. Okay, I'm not sure if that was made perfectly clear. It might have been, but it's sticking out more to me now. And returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. So let's go, Domans. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Amric informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. Bye-bye. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. Oh, as Commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. Mine too, mine too. I would have you accompany me to work as the realm's stylish champion. Is this only meet that you be present for the discussion? Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. So the War of Succession, I bet, probably come to a close. Okay.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
Mm-hmm.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
Yeah.
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Oh.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign.
Uh-huh.
Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
Most untimely passing indeed. Funny how that works.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Yo, this dude has some mad drip. The hair. This dude looks so cool.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
This guy just screams trouble.
"'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
I don't know how I feel about this helmet crown thing.
So So, young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Okay.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new Emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Okay. Look, his drip from the neck down is great. It's the helmet that's lacking. So is the new Emperor the grandson of the dead Emperor? Is that what they just said? The way that they were talking a little bit there left me a little confused as to, like, the relation here. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. He's like 40?
Since the success
Damn.
of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions.
So that means the original Emperor was up there.
But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
Yeah.
When, not if.
Yeah.
They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Oh.
Plainly, the new Emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all.
Oh. Okay.
I propose that we set aside the Cartno dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald.
That's smart, yes.
Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack.
Yeah.
Who knows? They may even do something about it.
Would hope so.
If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by.
Yeah.
But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming.
With the spy.
So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Yeah. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on right now.